Slash, the original fifth turtle, was both friend and foe for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles took the world by storm when these anthropomorphic turtles were introduced to the world as unlikely superheroes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started as a comic by Eastman and Laird as a satire on features that were prominent in superhero comics at the time. Mirage Studios released the first issue in 1984 and it was a surprising hit. The franchise has seen different characters who have joined the four title turtles, and these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had memorably fought a mutant creature called Slash, long before creatures like Jenica or even Venus de Milo appeared. This turtle wasn't always noble and he wasn't necessarily even from Earth. This character had several appearances and we break it all down in this video. Look further after Slash. But before we get to our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means quite a lot. Thank you. Let's start giving turtles a bad name. Buddy. He was part of the TMNT animated series of the 80s. We break out his journey from the feeble-minded opponent to the indispensable comrade through the Turtles TV episodes and several books, because there are so many different incarnations of the turtle. The first appearance of the character was in the fourth season of the original TMNT cartoon in 1989. He was unstable, darkly forested and prone to outbursts of aggression, possibly because they had spilled too much of the mutagenic goo on him, which was especially true when he was moving his binky, a tropical plastic tree that had been in his bowl before his mutation. Slash was also Bebop's pet turtle in the 1987 animation and he was altered by Rocksteady to help Shredder with an order. Remember his beloved binky, my favorite thing all over the world. Well, Slash went wild after Bebop accidentally cut the plastic palm, which he liked, through a wild air duct. I mean incredibly crazy. He stole Shredder Shaolin and chased him over the Technodrome before he went to Earth on behalf of Bebop. There he met a shady businessman named Hackenbush, who was planning to develop condominiums in the gutters until the Ninja Turtles intervened in retaliation. The businessman sent Slash to break the Liberty Bell, which tarnished the Turtles' reputation and brought it into disrepute. So in this version Slash started as an enemy of the Turtles. He followed the orders that had been given to him and was obviously put under the microscope by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Slash was eventually discovered by the Turtles and the evil turtle was able to defeat all four, but Hackenbush's plan backfired when he refused to give Slash his reward because he had approached him live on Channel 6 News and asked Slash to steal his garbage rocket in retaliation, but the Turtles eventually defeated them and shot Slash into space with the garbage rocket, unknowingly holding the plastic palm he loved on his little binky. He was quite pleased with the company on the rocket, that he finally returned to the Technodrome via the transdimensional gateway portal, where he unloaded his garbage load on Shredder and writhed with malice. Slash later reappeared in Donatello Trash's Slash, when he came across an alien race of super-intelligent beings who connected him to a machine that gave him a genius intelligence. As his British accent shows, nothing is impossible for someone with an anti-gravity beam. He invented an abundance of custom-made weapons and equipment on Earth, to turn every person around the world into turtles, so that he became the only supreme turtle butcher, who turned Vernon and burned him into turtles, and tried to turn everyone in the whole city into turtles using Channel 6 as satellite dish to return to Earth and become the #1 supreme turtle by turtling the entire planet. But his evil master plan was stopped when Donatello deceived him into believing that he had to turn the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into humans, which would leave him as the only mutant turtle, which made him the only top turtle. This strategy did not work and Slash started attacking them, which led to a brawl on the roof. During this fight Slash fell over the roof and onto the street below. While he was fighting the Turtles, as a result of the fall and subsequent injury, Slash was attributed to his low intelligence and interestingly differed from his previous versions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, including toy comics and video games, where he wore a black neckerchief over his eyes. This is the only occasion where he wears a metal neckerchief. Slash's appearance was also essentially an evil version of Donatello with a larger frame and armor and swords. What gave him a pirate-like appearance? This was the most obvious malicious incarnation of Slash, matching the show's rather one-dimensional cartoon depiction that explores the origins of Slash in the 2012 animated series. Slash was, like many of the other characters in the 1987 animation, noticeably disappeared from the 2003 series. However, he had a cameo appearance in the 2012 CGI animated series when he played Corey Feldman, who played Donatello in the first and third live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie in the 1990s, voiced Slash. A distraught vile freak, Spike had a sad start to his life, and this story was unfortunately flushed down the toilet of his previous owner's house and into the sewer. When he was a turtle, Raphael then saved him from dying and adopted him as his own pet turtle. Raph has a special place for Spike and often confides his feelings to him. In season 1 of the show, Raph needs Spike as a sounding board for his thoughts and feelings, so the private emotional conversations between Raph and Spike are crucial. He can't tell his brothers about his feelings, so he tells Spike, but a great listener is Mikey, who occasionally talks. No, shut up. That's a Raphael's pet turtle, Spike. Raph constantly believed when he heard what Raph had to say. Mike regularly hears Raphael's outbursts of anger about his brother's actions and starts distributing them as many times as he thinks they hate anger. This becomes important later, since salad leaves of a pet turtle are his favorite snack and he often chews them. Raph often makes Spike ride on his shoulder, and his best friend is in the second season. We see Slash Magnificence. The first episode, in which we see him as a Slash, is titled Slash and Destroy and actually refers to his first foray into a comic adventure with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 23, Search and Destroy. When Raph sees a canister of mutagen from Donnie and Destroy puts it on a shelf, he drops the canister. Instead, Spike ate the mutagen when the canister broke and spilled its contents all over the floor, and he turned into Slash, mutated into a 6-foot-tall humanoid turtle creature. He was literally a mutant can turtle with a humanoid shell, long fingers that served as makeshift weapons, and the smell of hands, as well as superhuman speed and agility. Never liked the name Spike, call me Slash. He showed Raph his mutant body and volunteered to become his new ninja partner, to which Raph gladly agreed, but it then turned out that over the years he had a grudge against the Turtles because of Raph's stories. Slash thought about exterminating his brothers in every possible way. He believed that they had harmed his dear friend. He imitated Raph's techniques and used them against. I will find this mutagen without a tracker. I have a nose for this stuff. I can smell it a mile away. But he was knocked off a tall structure after Raph hit him at one of his pressure points, which caused him to lose his footing during a fight, because he calls himself Slash and unleashes a hellish rage on the Crane, a race of alien invaders, and on the other turtles that he believed were being restrained. Raph struck at his wild pet of the earth, which crept into the night. As a result, his weapon of choice was a mace, which could be seen in the original Slash toy line. He was eventually caught by the Krangs, and as soon as he was freed, he started destroying robots left and right, throwing one and the other next to a cell and even saving Raph from getting hit by a crane before disappearing again. The rogue turtle wanted to work with the neutralizer to fight the Kreg, but he did not agree with the vile behavior of the neutralizer, which fell through. He continued to appear on the series throughout all of its 5 seasons, but he wasn't always a villain. After his first acts of villainy and anger that he had pent up over the rest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles boiled down, he actually came over and became a good friend and ally. Slash, despite his hatred of the Turtles, he had the same ideas about protecting the innocent. He was created as a complex character and has several character arcs. Fans also have a special place in their hearts for the Archie Comics version of Slash because of the immense transformation of the character and the great arc of redemption that Slash is getting. He really becomes a hero in this adaptation, and we are looking forward to more character interpretations in this direction. What do you think about Slash? Let us know in the comments section below, and if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you don't have a good one yet, and be sure. Thanks to everyone.